Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Panchal Tutorials. Today we will learn the top 5 feature of .NET 5, and in .NET 5 we are using C Sharp 9. So we have top 5 features of C Sharp 9: init keyword, records, top level instructions, target typing, and partial methods. So let's start from first point, which is init keyword. So in init keyword, how we use the init keyword? Let's note this code. In the older version of C Sharp, we just initialize the properties like this: public, string, name, get, and set. Okay, let's create a class here. Public class student. Let's keep it inside it, and let's have another property, last name. So we can let's have another constructor as well, in which we will initialize name is equal to name, and sorry, and last name is equal to last name. So I just created a class here, and we can use it as like this: student as is equal to new student, and we have to pass the value here. Suppose I'm passing this. So now we can easily change the value of this property here, like s dot name is equal to, okay, Rahul, right? This is the simple way, and this is the old way in the old version of C Sharp that we use to assign the value of this one. Suppose we don't want to set the value of this property, so we just need to remove this set attribute from here, and it will show you that a property or indexer cannot be assigned because it is read only. So how to achieve this functionality in C Sharp 9? There is a keyword, init keyword, and by using init keyword we can achieve this functionality. Okay, so let me comment this, and we can use init, and same here, init. So the init keyword will prevent the properties to assign the value. Okay, and we can assign the value to the property only inside the constructor. So now if I will uncomment this line, it will show an error: init only property or indexes can be only assigned in the object initializer. So when we need to initialize the property value only inside the constructor, we will use the init keyword. Okay, so this is the uh, example of init keyword. Our second point is records. So in C Sharp 9 we also have a functionality, the new functionality of records. So as like classes, we can declare the records. So I click record, let's say student, and I will remove this one. Let's say comment it, and I just want to keep two properties here: string name, comma, string last name. Okay, so this is the record, and we can use this record as like this. Let me create a instance of student, and this is the student record. So we have to create the instance of the record as like the class. So student s new and student. Okay, so we can easily use this s dot name. Okay, so let me print it. Console dot write line, and let's say s dot name and s dot last name. So we can easily print this using record. So it will print Sunil Panchal. Okay, so this is the one way, and this is the example of the student. So sorry, record. So by instead of declaring a class, we can use the record as well. So there is also a like important function in the record is toString function. So we can convert this record into the JSON as well, like s dot toString. And if I will do this, then what it will print? Let's see. It will print a JSON object like name is equal to Sunil and last name is equal to Panchal. In the old version, it will print the library class name here. It will not print the value. Okay. So our third feature is top level instructions. So in older version of C Sharp, we cannot write the uh, any statement in outside of this namespace. So in new version, we don't need of this namespace, and we can write any statement directly into the program. So like this, I just want to print anything, hello world, and it will directly print the hello world. So if we will check it, it will print the hello world. So these are the directly written statement without any namespace. So in this new version, we don't need to create any class, we don't need to create any namespace, so we directly code it here. Okay, our just a moment. Okay, so the next feature is target typing. So what is target typing? In the older version, we need to create the instance of the of any class as like this, class name, instance name, new, class name, and the value of the constructor. But in C sharp 9, how we can do that? We don't need to write the student here, and we can directly create the instance. How it will work? Whatever class name we will give here, it will create the instance of that class. Suppose if we will do it like this, if we will give it to where, then it will give an error because it don't know what kind of object it will be creating. Okay, so we just need to give the class name here so that it will know, yeah, this object we have to create it. So we just need to give the class name. So this is the target and this is the type. So it will create the target typing. All right, and it will work as like it, and just let me print. So can you see here it is printing console app dot program plus student. Why it is printing with this? Because we are not using the record here. We are using the class. So this is the difference between record and class as well. This is the one more difference. So if I will comment this one and I will uncomment this one, then what it will print? It will print the value of that record. Okay, that's great. So our next feature is partial methods. So guys, as like the partial classes in the older version, we can create the partial method as well. Okay, so how we can create the partial method? We can create the partial method as like this. public, partial, and the type of the function, what it would be. So let's say void, and the function name, let's say full name. All right, and we just need to write it here. So what it will say partial method must have to implement part because it has accessible modifier. What it means, it is saying that we just need to define, we need to declare, we need to give the definition of this function because it has the accessor, because we can directly use this function using the student name class. Okay, because like this, suppose I have created the instance of this class and I just want to access this full name function, so it should contain the definition because we are accessing it. So that's why it is giving me the error. So what we have to do, we have to give the definition to this function, and as it is a partial function, so we can give the definition it here, like this public, void, just, just void full name, and should be. So before, just a moment, we are like doing this wrong. We have, what we have to do here, we have to give this class name as partial class, because we can use the partial function with the partial classes. So public, partial, and we just need to create another partial class, public, partial class, student. And in this class, what we will do, what we will give the definition of this function. So public, partial, void, and full name, and it will directly implement it. And we have, what we have to do here, let me declare one more property. It would be full name. Okay, and what we will do here, full name is equal to name plus last name. Okay, so I'm just giving a space here, and this full name would be, just let me put this one here. Oh sorry, we are creating the same name of this one. So my full name, let me change the name of this, my full name and my full name. All right, so now this function is not giving any kind of error. So by using this, let me access this, and what it will do, it will combine my name and last name, and it will print Sunil Panchal. So I'm accessing this partial function here. So let's print this. Oh sorry, just uh, I'm printing the right, wrong thing here, as dot my full name, and what it is, Sunil Panchal. Okay, so now we can use the partial function using this one. So this is great. And what we learn here today, we learn the five most top feature of the C Sharp 9 with .NET 5: init keyword, records, top level instructions, target typing, and partial methods. Thank you everyone. That's it for today. Let's see you in the next video. Bye bye.